What's up, witches? It's Luna, the hot mess. Not the TheZenWitch, Luna the hot mess. Oh my God, the technological bombing goes on. And the thing that's been fascinating about this is that it's me doing it. Uranus right now is squaring my sun exactly, and I have a Sun-Uranus conjunction that's squaring it from the 6th house, and kicking off my T-square, my Sun-Mars-Neptune T-square. And it's just been, I've been bombing technology. And you know, it's in the name of, I want to fix this. I would like to rearrange this. I'd like to change this, you know, particular thing about this camera. And then I start and everything goes insane. So I've been through the exact same thing for the 3rd time now of trying to reset up a scene in OBS and having it bomb. And then having to do it all over again after much, much frustration. Anyway, I'm here. I'm here. I hope you're doing okay. I hope you're doing really well. This exit shadow, you know, this is some classic Mercury retro shit. And not necessarily because I haven't heard other people going through it, but oh my God. So today, onward. Today, the unboxing is Looky, the Rider-Waite. Okay, wait. You know me. Yes, here we go. Wait. Fuck yeah. All right. We have the Rider-Waite. And then we have the original tarot. And I thought I would do these side by side. Because there has been, you know, everybody knows the original Rider-Waite, complete 78 card Waite deck, designed by Pamela Colman Smith under the direction of Arthur Edward Waite. So this should be the Colman Waite deck, actually. It was just, you know, published by Rider. So this should be the Colman Waite deck, in my opinion. The original and only authorized edition of the famous 78 card deck, reissued in collaboration with Miss Sybil Waite and Rider and Company London, printed in Switzerland for U.S. Games, complete with instruction booklet by Arthur Edward Waite and foreword by Stuart Kaplan. So this was, gosh, when did I get this? Conceived by Arthur Edward Waite, complete with instruction booklet. My first Rider-Waite I stole from my brother-in-law, my late brother-in-law. Sorry, Pax. I know you didn't mind. He had it in a drawer, and I was out there in Colorado and playing with the deck. And then I thought, you know, he's not going to miss this. So I took it home with me. Anyway, blank card. We have a U.S. Game Systems advertising card. We've got kind of plaid backs. And what I'm going to do is set these side by side. So this one, I just got this summer, the original tarot, deck of 78 cards. The original design tarot deck has been originally made by Pamela Colman Smith under the instruction of Arthur Edward Waite. We have digitized the card graphics to bring you crisp, vectorized images on quality card paper with linen finish. All right. And this is produced by Siren Imports, LLC. I got this deck because I had ordered the Black Tarot from them, and published by Brigh. And something glitched, and it got hung up in the post office. Something glitched, yeah. People glitched the post office, and it was a casualty. So I had to, you know, ask them. They reshipped it. They immediately said, you know, let's give it a couple of days. We'll start an investigation, and immediately sent me this deck as a consolation prize for my trouble, which is just stellar customer service. So we have the Key to the Tarot, a little bit of a, you know, thick book, and full color, realizing I have not yet opened this deck and looked at it. So we have full color images in the book. That's very nice. And then we have the standard LWB for this one. This one is copyright 1971. This one, do we have one? That's interesting. So nowhere on here is there a copyright date. Apex, North Carolina, made in China. Interesting. So as you can tell, the images from the original Pamela Colman Smith and, under the direction of Waite are now in the public domain. These images are now not copyrightable. And, so people can produce this deck, and that's what the original tarot is. Let's look at the backs of these. Those are quite pleasing. Let's see. Yeah, that's nice. So, side by side, I'm just going to flip through them, and then, if something outstanding is different, I'll mention it. But also, these have a, I don't know if you can see, if I can get it in the right kind of, it's that linen finish. It's got kind of a crosshatchy look rather than smooth, and they're slightly bigger than the other one. All right, looking from one to the other, except for a couple of colors. They are absolutely flippin' identical. One guy's got yellow socks and his legs are a little more slender. If anything, the colors are more vibrant on this. So the original tarot is just loaded with symbolism. Not only do we have the figures in them and what they're doing, but you will also find Hebrew letters, and there's meaning to be had there. But identical images. There's the magician. And interestingly, the magician, some decks have it with his left hand up and his right hand pointing down. And if you're talking about magic, doing magic, that's kind of the way it needs to go, because your left is your receiving hand, and what you're doing is receiving the energy from God, from heaven, channeling it through your body and bringing it down to earth to manifest it. So I've always thought that was backwards. Look at me arguing with the frickin' original, Again, images are identical. Here's the High Priestess with the, is it Boaz and Joaquin? I can't remember the name of the pillars. And here's where you see that, I am not in any way completely steeped in the esoterica of the original Rider-Waite. It does not say. Let's see if this book does. Yes, the mysterious. Okay, so here's a difference. The High Priestess card for this one. Secrets, mystery, the future as yet unrevealed, the woman who interests the querent. If male, the querent. If female, silence. Okay, wait a minute. The woman who interests the querent if male. The querent if female. So this is a significator. So this can be, if this comes up in a reading, it signifies the woman. Silence, tenacity, wisdom, science. Reversed is passion, moral or physical ardor, conceit, and surface knowledge. Now in this book with the full color image, the mysterious High Priestess is the symbol of intuition, the subconscious, and a spiritual enlightenment. She's a divine feminine ruler and is the gatekeeper between the physical and spiritual worlds. The letters on the pillars represent Hebrew words. B stands for Boaz, he is strong. And the J stands for Yakim, God establishes. Yakim, I'm not sure how that would be pronounced. The High Priestess encourages us to look inward for answers and use intuition. Okay, so we have not keyword stuff. It says a symbol of intuition encourages us to look inwards. But we don't have straight up keywords like secrets, mystery, the future, females, tenacity, wisdom, things like that. This is the major difference. And it says, based on the pictorial key to the tarot by Arthur Edward Waite, compiled by Brian Wenger. Compiled. So these, obviously they're not claiming the writing from Arthur Waite. So maybe the images are in the public domain, but the writing is not. Just a guess. Okay. You see the pomegranates behind her, abundance. The crescent moon, that is actually a waxing crescent. The Empress. Again, slightly different coloring, but big deal. So you see her sitting there in her loose gown. She doesn't look obviously pregnant, as other empresses do. And look behind here, it's all Venus symbols. Venus, 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 there's a Venus symbol there. Flowing water, starry crown. There's the Emperor with his ram's heads. And then we have the Hierophant with supplicants. So the dispensing of blessing, of instruction, rules. The Lover's card. And again, so, we'll just go through because there's obviously no difference between the two decks, except these are a little bit fatter. The originals are a little bit fatter than the original. Okay. Chariot, pulled by sphinxes who are sitting down. So this chariot, I mean, I love seeing chariot cards where they're just like, wow, off in motion, because this chariot ain't going anywhere. Strength. She's closing the kitty's mouth. It's okay. Shh. With the infinity sign above her head. So there is a correspondence between the Magician and the Strength card. Particularly when the Strength and Justice switch places. There's a good strong argument for the Strength card opening the second half of the majors rather than the Justice card doing that. And one of the things is that they both have infinity signs. So we've got like the first half starting with the Magician, or the Fool and Magician, and then we have the second half kicking off with the Strength card. And that, the strength of the male is action. The strength of the female is endurance. The Hermit. And Led Zeppelin cover. So he is shining his light on the landscape below, and you see him standing like way up high. So this is someone who is in isolation, really looking deeply into himself, but then there's this huge, you imagine this broad perspective that he can see. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Hebrew letters. Let's see what this says. It reminds us life is always in flux. There are many symbols on this card representative of dozens of life cycles we experience. There's an aspect of the Wheel of Fortune that foretells good luck and success, often when the querent is making good decisions anyway. It encourages optimism and faith that the universe will grant a good outcome. The universe is unpredictable and sometimes chaotic, but will take care of us if we are open to it. But this is not a card of the universe being chaotic. This is a card of the universe going in predictable cycles. Seasons, round and round and round. Tower is a card of things going chaotic, of lightning striking when you least expect it and things kind of being out of control. This is talking about the universe itself being in control, because everything moves in cycles. It goes up, it comes down, it comes around and around and around again. But look at all the symbols here. I was hoping that they would mention the Hebrew symbols, but they didn't. Sphinx, we've got the symbols of all four fixed signs again: the angel, the eagle, the lion, and the bull. And we've got a snake coming down that side, a devil going up on the other. And then justice. So this is weighing and balancing. The scales talk about balancing. It's time to weigh things out, think it out, pros and cons. And then the sword is the decision. Hanged Man. That halo is so significant, because he is in an altered state hanging there. And this is truthfully one of the ways that some of the older systems esoteric systems reached altered states of consciousness. They did flogging, flagellation. Monks used to do that too, but just like with knotted silk cords, and it was just it just is this repetitive stimulation that takes you into trance state. The original method of hypnosis was stroking. Taking somebody's arm and just repeatedly stroking. Works for dogs and cats, right? So, talking about putting yourself in a physically uncomfortable situation. There have been like straight jackets people have hung upside down like this to just take you outside of your body and put you in an altered state. But the light there says that he's willingly doing it and reaching that altered state. The Death card. Here comes death on a pale horse. And people are crashing and burning all around, and the bishop's trying to keep up with burying them. Looking at the sun between the two towers there's a boat. Lots of symbolism. This looks like a king. Look at the ermine on the gown. So talking about death laying everybody low, death is the great equalizer. Temperance. The detail is a little bit different in the wings. So temperance, pouring one vessel into another, assimilation, integration, mixing and blending, balancing 1 foot in water, 1 foot on earth, balancing practicality and emotions. Yeah. Then we have the devil. And, I always look at it as things that have more control over you than you have over them. And I'm looking at the loose chains around their necks. I've seen also devil cards where, the people themselves are the ones that are keeping themselves chained and couldn't let go at any moment. Look at his little fiery tail, and she's got a tail that's got grapes on it. I never noticed that before. You can tell how long it's been since I've picked up a Rider-Waite deck. It's been a long time. The Tower. Yep. Kaboom. Things have outgrown. They've calcified. They're not serving anymore. It's time to blow it up and start again, and how the mighty fall. The Star. Inspiration. Connection with spirit. Once again, one kneeling on the earth but a foot in the water. Pouring water out on both. Pouring out your feelings, your emotions. This is a card for people that are in service, people that are healers, people that are artists. And that your guides are yelling at you. The Moon. We have the wolf and the dog and the crayfish. Night creatures, water creatures. And again, these two towers. I want to look at these towers here. Let's see if it mentions them. The Moon card indicates intuition and a powerful subconscious. There are several contradictory symbols on this card, such as the full and crescent moon. Okay. The wolf and dog, and opposing pillars. The Moon card reminds us of both the tamed and wild aspects of our minds, and that both are useful. The Moon can also signify a time of uncertainty where things aren't always what they initially seem. During this time, it's important to trust one's intuition. So it just says opposing towers, but it doesn't say what they really represent. The Sun, naked baby on a horse. As ever, sunflowers, summertime. Yeehaw, shining your light, enjoying life. The Judgment card, everybody rising from the dead. To Gabriel's trump, and then the World card again with the 4 fixed signs. All right. Ace of Wands. Just holding up the wand. This is fire in this deck, so creativity, the beginning of creativity, the beginning of a new project. Again, let's now that we're into the minors, let's look at the difference here. And this book starts with the king and works backwards. So that tells me that a whole lot of other people do this because this did that, but why? Let me see if anything says. You know it won't. To my eternal frustration. Yep, let's see. The lesser arcana, otherwise the four suits of tarot cards, will now be described according to their respective classes by the pictures to each belonging, and a harmony of their meanings provided from all sources. All right, Ace. This one says, a hand issuing from a cloud grabs a stout wand or club. Divinatory meanings: creation, invention, enterprise, the powers which result in these. Principle, beginning, source, birth, family, origin, the beginning of enterprises, according to another account. Enterprises. According to another account, money, fortune, inheritance. Reversed fall, decadence, ruin, perdition, to perish, also not unclouded joy. And contrasting with this one, and now, I mean, there is a lot of merit to that writing, and, you know, the original Arthur Waite writing. It's talking about different sources and going back to like the original meanings, like perdition, things being lost, fall, decadence. Yeah, okay. So the ace is a sign of new beginnings and potential. It encourages following your instincts and starting something new. So that's a little bear. Got to say, I like this one better. I'll take the majors from here and the minors from here, maybe put them both together. All right. The 2, looking out over your domain. Yep, this is mine. It's my say-so. It's my responsibility. Looking out at ships coming in. I have taken responsibility. Now I am seeing the result of that. The marriage card. Gosh, it's been so long since I've looked at these. So we have these people obviously rejoicing. You can see some guests in the back. And we've got the tangle of the 5 and the victory of the 6. The holding your ground and keeping things at bay of the 7. Let's look at the divinatory meanings here. A young man on a craggy eminence, brandishing a staff. 6 other staves are raised toward him from below. It's a card of valor, for on the surface 6 are attacking 1, who has, however, the vantage position. So yeah, under attack. I mean, I always look at this as kind of energetic stuff rather than people coming at you, but, you know, like there's a lot going on in your life and you're, you know, working to keep your head above water. But yeah, certainly courage. Courage. Why did that never occur to me? That's funny. Then we have the 8 of Wands flying through the air. We've got this, keep your boundaries firm. Figure leans on his staff. Okay, the card signifies strength in opposition. If attacked, he'll meet the onslaught boldly. Notice how everything's very adversarial, kind of very male meanings here. And there's oppression. Then we have the page, the knight. This is the knight that to me talks about traveling and changing residence. The queen, the good friend card. There's your kitty. And the king. Uh-oh. Pentacles. Beginning in the material, juggling of resources, and I always see the ships in the background as the emotions that go along with juggling resources. So it can be a call to detach your self-worth from your financial worth. Now we have a master at work. And then we have the miser. Oops. And loss, pennilessness, poverty, fear of loss. Alms, charity, money that's not worked for. Oh, looky. No, wait. There we go. Wait. What? Wait, what? Okay, there's that. Oh, something got switched. There we go. All is right with the world. 7, looking at, okay, things are harvested, but I'm very tired. I'm very worn out after a long squawk. Okay. 8 of Pentacles, the 9 in her beautiful garden with very Venus symbol looking flowers all over her gown, and a falcon. The 10, Happy family card. Actually, the stable family card is what I call that one. Then we have the Page of Pentacles. That's the one that always talks to me about school. This is the still night, the night that's parked. The Queen and the King. Just to show you differences again. Come on, pop in. There's that one. There's that one. Essentially the same. All right, Ace of Cups. The Dove with the Host coming down into the cup. And the 2 and the 3. Celebration and abundance. Look at all the things growing at their feet. Dissatisfaction. This is our just disappointment. Our discomfort. Just slightly discomfortable with things. The 5 is now we're getting into like really discomfort and a sense of loss. So we go looking back to childhood and happier memories. Then we start kind of fabricating what the truth of that was. Also just, things, possibilities for that card. The 8. I always look at this one as recognizing where your energy is wasted, recognizing where all the good efforts I'm putting forth are just a waste, so I'm walking away. Then we have the Wish card. And the Happy Family card. Whee! Everybody's dancing. The Page, the Knight, the Queen. Definitely some reinterpretation of the shadow colors there. And the King. And on to Swords. The Ace that to me says time to let something go if you want something new. We also have a waxing crescent there. The 2 of Swords, first of the blindfold cards. 3 of Swords, heartache. The 4, rest. The 5, defeat. Somebody gloating. The 6, moving forward in strength. The 7, the Thief card. The 8, the 9, and the 10. And yes, I am whipping through these. If you're not familiar with the Rider-Waite by now, y'all, there's the Page of Swords, the Knight of Swords. Rah! This is the knight that's really going somewhere. The Queen and the King. All right. And I forgot to light my charcoal. Now I have to decide which deck I'm going to read from. Maybe I'll take one from each. Let's do this first, though. Uh-oh. Let me grab my lighter. All right. Actually getting better at breaking those. As difficult as it is. And it is not even 6 o'clock and it's full dark. I can't believe November is half over as I shoot this. So much for evergreen content. Come on. Hey. I would ask, let's give each one of them a shuffle here. You know this one's going to shuffle just right. This one, thicker. Let's take a look. So, yeah. You get another, 1/8 of an inch at least. Oh, they're stiff. They do feel like they'd loosen up after a while, but you'd have to work at them a little bit. All right. Allies and ancestors, guides and guardians, please come in. Please bring your presence here and put words in my mouth. Let's open up the salt water as well. I offer you the water of life and fresh water and the fire of Azrael, please accept these offerings and give us a nice little reading. What do we need to do, my viewers and me, in order to go beyond surviving, surviving, I can't even think straight, into thriving? And you know, the realization that I've had has been that it's my anxiety disorder that has really been bombing everything. I've had a very difficult time kind of just tracking and thinking, well, all right, so we've got a whole mess of them coming out of this deck. We're going to start here. I will shuffle these, and we'll take a couple more out of there. And then we'll do here. All right, give me 3, please. Okay, everybody's shooting out everywhere. And we will shuffle these. Interesting that my clumsiness just kind of made them both do the same sort of thing. All right. So, 5 of Swords and 7 of Swords. We've got swords, swords, swords coming out. Oh, my dear. Oh, my goodness. I did shuffle those cards, right? All right, folks. So, what do we need to do? We need to rest and take a break from the chaos. We need to close our eyes and just take conscious breaks from the chaos, and not just, I'm going off the news for the day and you spend that day wondering what's going on, what's going on, what's going on. I mean, take a real break, like you died, not going to consume any of it on any level. Let's just take a real break, because things are rocking and rolling. And I think it was Michael Moore that shared something about, if you've ever done choir work, that if there's a big long note for everybody to hold, you stagger breathing. Somebody will hold it and breathe while everybody else is holding it, and people take a breath at different times so that the sound is continuous, so that we keep going. So this is what we got to do now, is people take breaks, tag out. You keep an eye on things. I'm going to tag out for a day. And then defeat there. I mean, victory or defeat, I think we're still thinking in this win-lose situation. We need to think in terms now of we've already won. Let's look at what we need to clean up. So we need to address the idea of, still looking at, is this a win-lose situation? Now, holy shit. Thief card came flying out. Then we have the 10 and the 9 of Swords. So what do we need to do? We need to take care of our grief that is robbing us blind. The energy that we've had pent up is not going to go away in, a week and a half of rejoicing and being relieved, because we know we're still under an onslaught and things are kind of grinding us down. So what this is saying is it's just time to really deal with your sense of loss. It's time for us to look at how many are gone from COVID, how many are gone in the Black Lives Matter movement. And we need to get back to looking at those things as well. But because the Thief card says, this welter of stress and grief is just robbing us blind. That's what I'm getting there. But I mean, look at this. 2 decks, 5 swords in the tower. So, if you look at it, you could look at it another way and just go, think about this. If you're looking at cards as predictors, what are you going to do when you look at this layout here? You're going to freak the fuck out, because it's like, oh my God. So, tower, everything's going to crash and burn and people are going to die. And then we've got, just grief and failure and destruction and, thievery and and all that. But if we look at it as, here's what we need to do from an empowered stance, rather than what's going to happen to me, You look at, what do I need to do? What am I grappling with that I need to address? Then you get an empowered answer. You need to feel your feelings. You need to grieve your losses and let those not be taking away your energy anymore. And I mean, when we're looking at loss here, it's not just lost, it's stolen. What's been stolen from us? So freedoms, the Supreme Court, 250,000 lives and counting. And we need to grieve that. All right. So when it comes welling up, give it the room it needs. Sit down, have a full body weep. Go stuff your face in a pillow. And, really let the energy move. Really let the energy move. You can also do things like, I talk about dancing, and I mean dance party people dance, but if you do something ecstatic, like Gabrielle Roth has fabulous recordings of just rhythmic music, and there's like 5 different modes. There's one that's real dynamic, and one that's real lyrical, and one that's real, I can't remember what the modes are. But you can find something like that that's just going to let you, and I mean, just let your body go without thinking about dance moves. Just let it move organically. And that can sometimes trigger a big release of emotion as well. So that's what I got for these 2 decks. It's very interesting because the Rider-Waite certainly has a different flavor regardless of, whether it's these meanings or these meanings. When you put the cards out and look at the images, there's that old fashioned flavor to them, almost, like dire predictions. When I used this deck as my first deck, I remember getting information from it, but it kind of felt like work, where I would be looking at them and just like, okay, all right, well, all right, here's the meaning. So what does that mean? And just really having to think and think and think. Now, that could have also had something to do with the fact that I was just, in my late 20s and didn't know dick about shit. But I also think it's just the nature of the cards and the writing that goes with them, because you've got those just keyword, 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 and it's more just, here's what this portends rather than what it kind of reflects. So again, how things are written, how things are put together definitely has a lot to do with your experience of a deck. And with all the fabulous decks that there are now, we certainly see the endless possibilities of the combination of writer and artist, and how those things create the vibe of a deck and how each deck serves its purpose. All right, you guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Please hit like and subscribe, and please hit that donate button if you would like to support the work that I do so I can keep making videos. I am going to be making product as well, but I need to keep making videos because it is my happy place. You can join my Discord. You can become a patron. You can just send me a donation. You can send me a gift deck and I'll read for you. So bust a move there. All right. I will see you tomorrow for another unboxing. This is the TheZenWitch. Have a great evening. Blessed be.